was that? Perfect love casts out fear. Jesus! Jesus, save me!
That was the wrong choice.
Look. I can see heaven opening. And the Son of Man, Jesus Christ himself, standing at the right hand of God.
The kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
You say, but Peter says he's coming as a thief in the night.
And you have no oil in your lamp, means you can't see.
Our lamps are gone out.
Be ready, be prepared at any moment, because Christ is coming.
Jesus is coming.
Christ is
This world is passing away, and all the things that are in are going to burn. That's what Jesus
The
said.
devil will cheat us. He'll get fascinated with something.
Be ye ready.
Every eye shall see.
For in an hour you don't think
It's to be expected. He said, I'm coming as a thief in the night.
the bridegroom cometh.
In a state of shock. Millions of people have suddenly disappeared without any warning, without any real clear explanation. The Church of the Lord Jesus Christ of genuine born-again believers is now gone.
The event seems to have taken place at the same time all over the world just about 25 minutes ago. Suddenly and without warning, literally thousands, perhaps millions of people just disappeared. Few eyewitness accounts of these disappearances have not been clear, but one thing is certainly sure. Millions who were living on this earth last night are not here this morning.
We have several unconfirmed reports that several hundred people have vanished. Yes, that's right, have vanished throughout the city.
New York City is still in a state of complete chaos since thousands of people have gone missing. The sudden disappearance of people everywhere has caused a chain reaction of destruction everywhere. And this phenomenon is not just happening here in New York City, but reports are streaming in of people vanishing in major cities such as London, Beijing, and Moscow. At this time, there seems to be no explanation for the missing. Now, some officials are calling what has happened an act of terrorism, some type of weapon of mass destruction that vaporizes its targets. Others are citing conspiracy theories such as paranormal or extraterrestrial activity, or even a divine rapture as the cause. There's still much we don't know about what most people are calling the Great Disappearance. But what we do know is that in the past 24 hours, the world has suffered the greatest tragedy ever to strike humanity.
My children, I come to you today, not in the name of another, but in my own. But today is the dawn of a new era, an era of peace and prosperity. I am the God of your fathers. I am that I am.
The rapture, the vanishings, this marks the beginning of the rise of the Antichrist. He will control 10 kingdoms, which in turn will control the world. 2 Thessalonians 2. And the Antichrist will sit in the temple of God, and he will declare to the whole world that he is God.
The temple of God. You're talking about Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, aren't you?
That's right.
Whoever this Antichrist guy is, he's going to have one big war in his hands if he tries to rebuild this temple anytime soon.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Make no mistake about it. It's written in the scriptures. He will rebuild the temple. I guarantee it. They'll make peace with Israel.
Peace. In the Middle East.
Daniel 9, chapter 27. And he will confirm a covenant with the many for 7 years.
Children of the world, welcome to a new age of peace and prosperity. Welcome to an age of human enlightenment. Welcome to heaven on earth. I hold in my hand right now the most important book in the history of the world. Unfortunately, it is also the most misunderstood. A long time ago, a man, a deceitful and an evil man, a man named Jesus, came in my name and deceived many. This book has told you, by my fruit you would know me. Now you have seen my good deeds and my miracles.
1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verses 15 through 17. It was promised that Jesus would return with the sound of a shout and the voice of the archangel. And when this occurs, those who believe and are alive will see him and hear the trumpet of God and will be with him instantaneously. But this will all be invisible to the non-believer. So, what has happened is the immediate disappearance, the rapture of believers.
It's hard to believe, Doctor. Okay. Then what? Are you one of the 144,000?
God needed people to speak hope and life to the world, especially now. That's what I'm doing. I'm pointing the way to Jesus Christ.
All I know is that there's a warrant out for your arrest.
It was the rapture, you know.
There's no proof of that.
That's why it's a matter of faith.
So I've been told.
What about that chip in your hand? They call it the B chip. What's its purpose?
It's nothing more than a credit card.
Really? There's nothing about you, not one piece of information that's not recorded in that chip. You can't buy or sell without it. You can't travel without it. But what else? They call it the B chip. Why do you think that the Global Enforcement Unit always seems to be one step ahead of you? See, Charles, the reason they think I'm a threat is I tell believers not to get this chip. It's not of God.
I don't believe any of this. You sound like some conspiracy theory nut.
By law, every one of us must have a microchip implanted into the top of our hand and in our forehead.
So, what's this chip supposed to do?
Well, the chip contains your complete financial profile that can be scanned by banks, stores.
Come on, we're not doing this.
You have no choice, man. This is where your microchip is injected. The injections are painless, but does leave a mark.
So this chip tracks your location, like a GPS?
Also records your buying history and alerts authorities whenever you buy or sell.
That's crazy.
Well, what's crazy is that you won't be able to buy or sell anything without this implanted chip.
Do not want to take the mark.
Why? Why?
Sozo. You cannot be delivered if you take the mark.
What is this?
Just believe me. You'll be doomed if you take the mark.
Who are you?
Follow me if you want to be delivered. Come on, just follow.
Hey, we've got to get out of here.
In the coming persecution, you will probably face some of the greatest trials that Christians have ever had to endure. I promise you that the brief moment of pain will be nothing compared to the pleasure of the eternity in God's glory.
Help here. What was that? Perfect love casts out fear.
me.
That was the wrong choice.
Look. I can see heaven opening. And the Son of Man, Jesus Christ himself, standing at the right hand of God.
I still remember the last free choice I ever made. It was the wrong choice.